Your rage makes perfect sense. That's not a compliment. It means something inside you is still burning, and that fire, unchecked, will consume the wrong thing. You, Marcus Aurelius, commanded 1,000,000 soldiers. He had the power to destroy entire nations with a single order. And yet, the one war he wrote about constantly, obsessively, was the war happening inside his own chest. You know, the specific moment. You replay it, on loop, at 3 a.m., the exact second it happened, the exact words, the exact face, and somewhere in that loop, you keep asking yourself, why didn't I lose it right then and there? And then the blame shifts. Not at them, at yourself. You start thinking, maybe I was too calm. Maybe my silence looked like weakness. Maybe if I had just exploded, just once, people would have respected me more. The worst part, nobody sees it. You look composed. You look fine. But inside there is a fire that has nowhere to go. And the longer it has no exit, the hotter it burns. That heat is not strength. That silence is not peace. Neuroscientists at Stanford found something important. When a man suppresses rage repeatedly, not expresses it, not processes it, but simply locks it down, his amygdala fires at the same intensity as if the threat is still present. The body never got the signal that the war ended. Your nervous system is still fighting a battle that is technically over. You are walking through your day as a soldier who was never told to stand down. That is not weakness. That is biology operating without a commander. 166 AD, a plague called the Antonine swept through Rome. It killed 5,000 people a day. Marcus watched his own physicians die. He watched senators die. He watched his legions dissolve from disease faster than any enemy could manage. And he could not control a single death. One night, deep in the campaign against the Germanic tribes, he sat alone in his campaign tent and wrote, not a decree, not a battle plan. He wrote to himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He wrote it because he needed to believe it. He wasn't calm yet. Here is what nobody tells you about Marcus Aurelius. He spent almost his entire reign at war, not because he wanted war, but because chaos kept arriving at his door uninvited. Floods, plagues, betrayals by men he promoted. He was furious. He just refused to let fury make his decisions. Every single night after the reports, the deaths, the impossible choices, Marcus Aurelius made a deliberate choice, not to become numb, not to explode. He chose something far harder, to feel the rage fully, and then place it somewhere it could not rule him. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, not a metaphor for peace, a fortress, a place inside you that no event, no person, no catastrophe can reach unless you open the gate. Your rage is not the enemy, but rage with the gate open. That destroys the citadel from within. The Stoic rule is this. You do not control what ignited your rage. You control what your rage ignites in you next. Those are two completely different things. Most men confuse them, and that confusion costs them everything. Their judgment, their relationships. Marcus used rage as information. When something enraged him, he asked, what does this fury tell me I care about deeply? Because rage doesn't lie. It points directly at your values. The question is whether you read the signal or just react to the noise. I know exactly what you are thinking right now. You are thinking, this sounds like being told to just calm down, like swallowing it again, like rolling over. And if that is your thought, I need you to hear me clearly. That is not what this is. Not even close. Mastering rage is not surrender. It is the highest form of dominance that exists. Because any man can lose control. That requires no skill, no strength, no courage, but to hold the full weight of your fury and still choose your next move deliberately. That is power with precision. Here is the revelation. Your rage does not belong to you. It was placed there by whoever triggered it. The moment you react from it, you are executing their script. You are doing exactly what the chaos wanted you to do. Become chaotic yourself. Marcus understood this completely. Every time the Empire threw chaos at him, plague, war, treachery, it was trying to author his next move. His whole life was the practice of refusing that authorship, of writing his own next sentence while surrounded by someone else's disaster. So the only question that matters is not, how do I stop being angry? The question is, who is writing your next move right now? You or whatever broke you? Because those are the only two options. There is no third door. Step 1. Tonight, not tomorrow. Write down in exact words what you are angry about. Not feelings, facts. What happened? Who did what it cost you. When you name the fire precisely, it stops being a wildfire and becomes something with edges. Something you can see fully. Marcus did this in his meditations constantly. He named his frustrations with blunt precision. Petty senators, ungrateful citizens, his own impatience. He didn't spiritualize them or deny them. He named them like a physician names a disease. Because you cannot treat what you cannot name. Step 2. After you name the rage, separate your verdict from your reaction. Ask, what do I actually want to happen next? Not what feels satisfying in the next 30 seconds. What outcome 30 days from now would prove that you kept command of yourself during this? Because here is what rage does to your judgment. It narrows your vision to right now. It cannot see next week. It cannot see consequence. A man who acts from rage is making his most important decisions with his worst available thinking. Marcus knew this. He waited. Always. Step 3. Act, but with cold fire. Not cold as in detached, cold as in precise. Use the heat of your anger as fuel, not as a weapon. Let it drive your discipline, your output, your focus. Become something that chaos cannot predict and therefore cannot stop. Marcus returned to battle after plague, after betrayal, after years of exhaustion, not because he was numb to it, but because he had converted all of it into the one thing the Empire needed most from him. Unwavering forward motion with a clear mind, cold fire. That was his weapon. Whatever it was that broke you open, they could not touch the one thing that actually matters. They could take circumstances. They could take outcomes. They cannot take the quality of the man you choose to be inside the wreckage. That was always yours. It still is. Marcus Aurelius died at 60 years old, still on campaign, still at the frontier. He never got peace. He never got an easy season. And yet the meditations written in stolen hours between catastrophes became one of the most studied texts in human history. Chaos was his furnace. He chose to be the metal. Look at who you are right now, a man carrying fury that has nowhere clean to go. That is not a flaw. That is a man who cares deeply about something real. The only question is whether you will let that care harden into bitterness or sharpen into purpose. The choice is happening right now, not later, now. Rage without a commander is just destruction wearing your face. If something in this hits you, you know what to do with it. Stay with us. There is more to build